my members of my National Working Committee, my state chairman present, members of the state ESCO present, gentlemen of the press, ladies and gentlemen, I welcome all of you to this press conference, delivered by me on this day at the party secretariat. We are all aware of the activities of some elements at the INEC National Secretariat, where some of them are carrying placards and displaying some rude attitudes that is uncalled for. And because of that, as a responsible party and a law-abiding political party, we decided to call for this press conference, to put record straight, so that you, the press, will be well informed, so that when you go out there, you'll be able to give an informed information to the unsuspecting Nigerians. You're welcome once again. Text of a press conference delivered by the Accord National Chairman, Barrister Maxwell Mgbuden, head at the party's National Secretariat Abuja on this Thursday, 3rd April 2026. Accord disowns protest at INEC, says there is no fashion in the party. Christopher Imum is a political clown seeking cheap popularity to remain relevant after his expulsion by the party. Imum purported court order exists in his fertile imagination after a political hallucination of becoming Accord chairman. If there is a court order, he would have displayed it like a trophy at the INEC Secretariat. Accord will not be distracted by a police scripted show from a political jobber. Accord is focused on upcoming elections and will not disperse energy responding to frivolities from expelled member. Ladies and gentlemen of the press, on behalf of the national leadership of our great party Accord, I welcome you to this World Press Conference. I commend your effort in disseminating information and effectively reporting national issues that have strengthened and deepened our emerging democracy as a watchdog and mirror of the society. It has become necessary to address you again after the party's last World Press Conference on 23rd December 2025. As Nigerians enter another election cycle with the upcoming Ekiti and Osun governorship polls and the 2027 general election, political clowns and jobbers have resumed their stomach infrastructure show to get cheap popularity and publicity and misled unsuspecting citizens, maliciously fabricating fashions in political parties where there is none. On 1st April 2026, the expelled former candidate of Accord in the 2023 presidential election, Professor Christopher Imum, staged a police scripted show with a few street urchins at INEC headquarters Abuja, seeking to be recognized as chairman of the party based on an imaginary court order in what will go down in history as the worst sportsmanship by a political effect. Accord would not have dignified Imum's action with a response in order not to give him the publicity he craved for sustenance, but constrained to put the record straight, to disabuse the minds of unsuspecting compatriots who might think that there is a leadership disagreement in Accord. For the avoidance of doubt, there is no leadership dispute or fashion in Accord. And there is no court order in favor of Imum or anybody for INEC to comply with. If there is a court order, Imum would have carried and displayed it like a trophy instead of carrying an awkward placard. He failed to provide the purported court order to journalists he invited for their news report, as it exists in his fertile imagination after a political hallucination of becoming the Accord chairman, which remains what it is, a mere dream. What Imum still paraded as a court order was an ex parte order he misled an FCT High Court to obtain on 3rd August 2024. Fostered himself as chairman and broke into party's national secretariat on Saturday, 21st August 2024. The national leadership of the party quickly approached the court and filed motion number M11943/2024, seeking for an order of court to set aside the order of court obtained by fraud. On 22nd September 2024, Honorable Justice Adamu of the Federal High Court Vacation Court 3 ruled, it shall be noted that interim orders elapsed after 7 days. From there, I order for status quo to be maintained pending the outcome of the motion on notice. The national leadership also filed motion number FCT/12032/2024, dated 4th September 2024, and equally filed a motion ex parte seeking an order of interim injunction restraining Imum and his co-travelers from summoning and conducting any National Executive Committee meeting of our court pending the hearing and determination of the motion on notice number M1/11962/2024, and notice of preliminary objection already filed and served. Similarly, an order directing Imum and cohorts to vacate the Accord National Secretariat, which they forcefully entered into on Saturday, 21st August 2024, pending the hearing and termination of the motion on notice number M/11962/2024, already filed and served. Again, the court ruled that an order is hereby granted directing 2nd to 15th defendant and applicants, Imum and his co-travelers, to vacate the premises of the first claimant Accord, which they forcefully took over on Saturday, to 31st August 2024, pending the hearing and termination of the notice of preliminary objection already served and already filed and served. This unambiguous ruling of the court terminated the inordinate ambition of Imum and his cohorts from hijacking Accord by misleading the court to grant an order he should not have granted if relevant facts were presented to it. Frustrated, Imum abandoned the suit he hastily instituted against Barrister Maxwell Mgbuden's leadership of the party. In the next adjourned date, the presiding judge asked Imum's counsel to move his motion. He said he was not ready to do so. The judge, in his wisdom, returned the file to the chief judge for reassignment. The suit was eventually reassigned to another judge. Despite being served all the court processes, Imum did not respond, aware that it was a mission impossible. In dismissing Imum's suit on 17th July 2025, Honorable Justice F.A. Aliyu declared, from totality of the issues raised and the authorities considered, it is clear that the subject matter of this suit pertains to a non-justiciable intra-party leadership dispute. In the light of the foregoing, the preliminary objection succeeds. This suit is accordingly struck out for want of jurisdiction. All pending applications and interim orders granted in this matter shall abide by this decision. This clear judgment of the court buried whatever inordinate ambition Imum has in our court. Following allegations of anti-party activities leveled against some members, including Christopher Imum, the National Executive Committee, INEC, set up a disciplinary committee to investigate them in accordance with the party constitution. Despite being duly invited, Imum and 10 others he co-opted failed to appear before the committee in a show of arrogance. The disciplinary committee presented its report to the National Working Committee of the party and recommended their expulsion, having found them guilty as alleged. The NWC adopted the report and subsequently presented it to the National Executive Committee of the party, which equally upheld it in its meeting held on 20th November 2024. From the above, Imum is no longer a member of the party effective 20th November 2024. He did not appeal his expulsion to date and has been wandering aimlessly in political wilderness. Accord is guided by the rule of law in its activities. Nobody is above the law, including Professor Christopher Imum. The party urges citizens, particularly aspirants who desire to contest election on the platform of a great party, to be mindful of this political merchant who has been robbing the political space and the courts in what the Supreme Court called forum shopping. If Imumole's aim is to give public impression that there is a leadership dispute or faction in Accord, he failed woefully. Nigerians know that there is no faction in Accord, as members are united in support of the authentic national chairman of the party, Barrister Maxwell Mgbuden, duly elected in the party's national convention held at Nikon Luxury, Abuja, on Sunday, 28 July 2024, and monitored by INEC. Professor Imum did not participate in the convention. The convention was thrown open, and all aspirants was invited for the screening. Christopher Imum did not show up. He did not participate. Imum did not participate in the convention, which was widely reported in national media. Accordingly, Accord sashayed itself from Imum's displaced sportsmanship at INEC headquarters. It did not emanate from the party. Imum's distraction has been adequately addressed by the party as equally reported in the national media. We will not disperse elegy responding to the antics of a failed politician and a political jobber. Accord is focused on forthcoming Ekiti and Osun State's governorship elections and the 2027 general elections. As the ruling party in Osun State, Accord is strongly determined to provide fruits of democracy to the people and has been receiving thousands of citizens who recently joined our great party. Accord remains the most peaceful party in Nigeria. It has become the beautiful pride of Nigerian democracy and the fastest growing political party in the country since His Excellency Senator Adeleke joined Accord along with his political associates and supporters. Governor Adeleke also attracted eminent citizens to the party, including senators, House of Representatives, and the State House of Assembly members. The Osun State chapter of PDP also adopted Senator Adeleke as its governorship candidate for the 15th August 2027 governorship election. The overwhelming support for the election of our action governor in Osun State is unprecedented in the history of the state. We urge Nigerians to join Accord. It is essential that citizens be in one accord in the interest of the nation. We somehow believe that together we will build a better, greater, and prosperous democratic society future generations will be proud of in Accord. Accord is a very peaceful party. There is no rancor in Accord. And what Imumole, like I have told some people that called me that if Imumole says that he has court orders and that INEC has refused to obey court orders, please, gentlemen of the press, kindly call him and ask him to show you people the court order that he has been parading about. These are the court orders and the substantive rulings on the matter. The court order he has been parading, that order has been set aside. And the judge ruled that even if we did not ask for the order to be set aside, that order on its own elapsed after 7 days. And even the substantive suit has been struck out. So as I speak to you today, there is no court order anywhere against Accord. If anybody say that they are claiming authority from any court order, please, gentlemen of the press, I ask you to call the person and tell the person to present that court order to the press and to the public. It's quite unfortunate that someone that called himself a professor had descended so low to constitute nuisance in a political space. Truly very, very unfortunate. But as a party, we have decided to follow the due process to resolve every issue concerning our party.
complete your action. Because as it is now, just to have explained that there's no division, there is no rancor in the party, and the party is still one. Because a lot have happened in other parties. In cases like this, you have a case like this, you see them, and they recognize them, then it's okay, you go to court. At this particular time, you have an aspirant, or rather a candidate, a governorship candidate in your party. Don't you think that this legal action, it will disrupt your chances in Osun State? Thank you.
The gentleman from the AIT said, what about if INEC decides to recognize them? So my answer to it is that INEC cannot recognize someone that does not exist. Because you cannot put something on nothing and expect it to stand. The said Imum, INEC has already written to them because when after our convention, INEC recognized the chairman and the secretary's signatures from the convention. And Imum used a lawyer to write to INEC. And INEC replied to him that they did not even know him. And they did not take correspondence from lawyers, legal practitioners, except the recognized chairman and secretary of the party. In fact, they even went further to even recommend that Imum's legal advice or the lawyer, should be prosecuted. That's they're still working on it. The truth of the matter is this: INEC cannot act on nothing. Like I said before, if there is any court order by Imum, he should present it. Court order of any from any court or any part of Nigeria, let him present it and let him present to INEC. He just went there for the show, just seeking for cheap publicity. He has nothing. Nigerians doesn't need to worry. There is nothing. It's just like a man wake up in the morning, you just want to you feel that okay, one Nigerians to know you either for good or for bad. You start putting up a show. That's all. And it's quite unfortunate that some media houses will not give them coverage. And that's the essence of this press conference. And also, with respect to the second question, we have a matter against him in court. That we have asked the court to restrain him from parading himself and constitute nuisance. The matter is ongoing at the Federal High Court. So, I know that INEC cannot descend so low to wake up in the morning and say they are just recognizing somebody from nowhere. It's just like saying that the gentleman from the IIT now is the chairman of APC and INEC now have recognized you. There must be basis for such recognition. And Adeleke is a candidate. And this is a political party. And if there's any endorsement, I assure you, you will be the first to know. It will come from here. We just finished our NEC meeting and we are still working on the modalities on how to go about the 2027 election. And we have released our timetable and our nomination fees. And a lot of people has purchased forms for various positions. And I assure you, if there's such a thing, the media will be first to know from us. With respect to...
So, as of now, you are saying there's no part. But your response.
There's no presidential candidate.
Are you not presenting any president? That's it's not being specific. That's why I wanted to get it on.
Every political parties just release their timetable and their nomination fees. And the aspirants are now purchasing the forms. So you cannot say so and so person is a candidate. A candidate will merge after primaries. Every other person is an aspirant.
Osun State, as it stands now, unlike what we have in the past few months, it's looking like the odds is gradually shifting ground. We don't know. Are you not seeing any fear that there will be an offset in the next election?
I don't understand what you mean by a gang up against His Excellency, the Governor of Osun State. Because if you look at his antecedents and his performances, even you, the journalist, can give it to him that he has performed wonderfully well. and the people love him, and the people are eager to vote for him second term. So this is an election for the masses, not an election for the few. The masses are the ones going to the pool to elect their choice governor. And I assure you, on the inauguration day, I will invite you, specifically you, to come and cover the procedures and the processes. You see, whether I like it or not, opposition will run around. Opposition will do what they need to do as an opposition. But we refuse to be distracted. Adeleke is fully on ground, and his achievements and performances speaks for him. And I assure you, Adeleke is going to win with a very wide margin. Even if all the people that you call the people ganging up, even with them, and even if like go and bring other people to add, they will not do him anything because he has performed. You know, like they always say, a reward for a hard work is small work. Thank you very much. Accord!
Oneness and progress.
Accord!
Oneness and progress.
Oneness and progress.
The number one party.
Thank you, gentlemen of the press and my fellow leaders. I want to appreciate all of you for coming. And I so much believe that the press will go out there and do what they need to do so that unsuspecting Nigerians will not be confused